We're back. We're live with Orange Go 55. Oh, that rhymed. Hey, welcome back on the channel, Orange Grove. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me back on. I appreciate it.
Oh, me, and this is great. So we're back on the live, and several things to talk about, including in this quick live stream, including So, we're going to compare some food festivals, even though I don't think you went to any of them, but we're still
I
going
have
to compare them. And
I'll do
talk
my
about the reservation process, and then talk about the opening procedure. So, first, let's start with the reservation process. That was we were just talking about. You got your tickets, but not today. Your family member, your sister, got them on Monday. Hi, Lori, on Monday. So you didn't really have any. You didn't have to sit in any virtual queue because you were lucky enough to have someone get them for you.
Yeah. I didn't sit in the queue, but I've seen all the drama around the queue system today of like you did 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours of people just sitting there waiting for the thing to go. It's crazy. It's a mess.
Yeah, and it's really funny because I was expecting to be one of those people, and people got on like 6:30 in the morning or something, and then Lori says hello, Chris,
Hey,
and then
Lori.
but people got at 6:30 in the mornings, but I work 7 to 3:30, so I just was on my I went on my work computer, and so I didn't I was talking to Holly from the Grand Circle tour, and we were kind of confused, or she's kind of confused. I had a tab open on my phone. Then I had two tabs open on my computer, which I was testing out. I was wondering if I opened multiple Disneyland website tabs on the computer, would it make a difference? And it did, because the times were different. I'm like, that's
Whoa.
crazy. Um, but then I was confused because it said make a reservation and select tickets. I'm like, oh, do we have to wait in two queues? And I wasn't sure, so I clicked. But I made two tabs with each thing. So, and they're both had the same around the same time. So when I worked, it turns out, they give you 10 minutes. So I was able to buy my ticket. But then instead of waiting another line, I already waited in the reservation line. So I was able to quickly go to the other tab and make my reservation. So it took about
Wow.
10 seconds, which is great.
Yeah, the whole little system going.
And I honestly wait. Yeah, I had a little system. And then what else? Oh yes. And I started at 7:30 in the morning. And I got my tickets by actually about like 9:15. So it only took me an hour and a half, which is not really that bad
It's not
compared to
bad.
the 8 hours. People are still waiting as we speak right now, which is crazy.
It's
Um,
crazy. It's
and then
actually great.
I tried to go ahead and get a jump in the queue again because I have a Southern California resident ticket. And I was like, oh, wait a second, I can make another reservation, I think, with that. So I was gonna go in for Avengers Campus, but then I got stuck in the thing crashed instead of calculating or something. And then it's more than an hour, and I'm still in the wait for the more than an hour for the Avengers Campus one. I was like, oh wow, good thing all the problems started after I got my ticket.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, I'm sure it'll get a little smoother as time goes on. I mean, this is the first day,
Mm,
there's going to be some bumps in the road, but it'll probably get
mm.
smoother as it goes on.
Yeah, and I must say, April 30th, it it lasted a long time. I don't think it was fully booked until like 2 p.m. or something. So that's pretty good that's a lot of spots for April, the opening day. And I still think let's see, actually, can I share this? I think I can share this thing. Oh, yes, I can. Share screen to application window. This one. Oh, I feel like that looks weird. Okay.
It's the multiverse of madness right there, Ethan.
The multiverse. Wait. Oh wow, that's weird. Okay, so let's see. Let's see. What's available? Let's see. Like, they make it kind of hard to find this, but let's see if I can do it. Let's see. There, not that. So you still got April 30th for California Adventure, and then actually California Adventure is the whole weekend. But then you said all these, so basically every single date's available. Um, if you don't mind not going to Disneyland. But if you want to go to Disneyland, then there's still like every date available, which is pretty good. And even on Avengers Campus opening weekend, it's all good. So They must have. How many spots do you think they have available?
I don't know. You know, it's crazy because it's funny because since I've been a pass holder all these years,
Hmm.
like I have no problem just going to DCA. I'm cool.
Hmm.
I love DCA. Like I
Me too.
yeah, I don't have a problem with that because I mean, look, if I was a like a once in a lifetime visitor, of course you want to go to Disneyland too. But I've been to Disneyland a million times. I can go to
Mhm.
Anaheim and just go to DCA, and I'm happy. I'm cool with that. So,
Yeah,
you know?
um, yeah. So yeah, then DC, especially after Avengers Campus opens. Oh boy,
Yeah,
oh boy.
and it opened up a lot. The opening day is a lot sooner than I was expecting it to be. I really did not expect June 4th.
Yeah, I really thought it was gonna tie, with the Black Widow opening on like July 9th or just sometime that week, especially because the land's villain is, Taskmaster, which is, the villain of Black Widow. But also because, the restrictions should be relaxed by then, so I feel like it would give a more grand opening event. But maybe they're doing it 11 days before all the restrictions are supposed to end. And I think maybe they want to, that would be almost like a grand opening, but like a soft opening because they can still limit the capacity and kind of test everything out. So that way, by the time they can increase the capacity on June 15th, they can kind of have like a smoother process for the kinks can be worked out for Spider-Man because new rides always break down because they're brand new. So hopefully they'll get all kinks worked. Maybe that's what they did. So get all those kinks worked out and stuff for those 11 days, which would be pretty smart actually. Disney,
Yeah,
good job.
yeah, and I'm still holding out hope that the Spider-Man ride is different than just like a Midway Mania. I'm still holding out.
I hope. I'm crossing my fingers
Yeah, I'm hoping for that.
because you know, even if it's just the cool technology, the how you shoot the webs, if that technology is super cool. Because, like, for example, on the Secret Life of Pets attraction, where they use the facial technology to make you a pet, it's pretty cool. It's pretty simple, but it's pretty
They
cool
make you a pet in
because
that ride?
yeah, so they have this facial technology, and they use these screens. Oh, every single screen in that ride, it's not like an obvious screen. It's like reminds me of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway
Oh,
type of thing,
cool.
the 2.5D. It's not like an obvious giant TV. It's like it was just really mixed in with the physical sets. So you go in, they make you and your the partner a pet. Each one's a different pet, and then it's cool because it's an omni mover. So like the Haunted Mansion, it stops for people or whatever random reason. But even if it's not stopping, if you like blink or stick out your tongue, the pet sticks out its tongue. And then you bend down, the when you
Funny.
bend down, the pet like sticks his butt up and shakes its tail. It's a pretty funny thing. It's
That's funny.
great. It happens twice throughout the ride because the whole premise is that you're a lost pet, and then when you get to the pet store and get adopted, they like wash you up, and then your pet. Oh yeah, and then when they wash you up, your pet's all wet and like it's dripping. It's a little cute little ride. Love that ride.
I gotta see that movie. I've never seen it. I love dogs. We have two dogs who I
Hmm.
absolutely love to death. I love my dogs, but
Hmm.
I really want to see that movie because it looks really really cute, and that bunny rabbit looks hilarious.
Kevin Hart is hilarious,
Oh, it's
and
Kevin
that
Hart.
yeah, Kevin Hart is hilarious.
I love
Snowball.
Kevin Hart.
But I actually, yeah, I didn't. I saw this movie because I was at my friend's house and they're like, let's watch She Left Her Pets. I'm like, okay, whatever. And it was actually really good. It was so good that actually over quarantine, Sea Leopard Pets 2 is on Netflix. So I watched Sea Leopard Pets 2 over the break. I like the one more, but 2 was still good because again, Snowball is great.
I did
In
not
fact,
know. I did not know Kevin Hart voices the little bunny. That's hilarious.
yeah. And then he's like a superhero. He has a blue cape. It's so good. I love that guy. And since we're actually on Secret Leopard Pets, wow, I don't know when you're going to Universal next, but I'm sure you've seen some video. The the queue is probably one of the coolest queues I've ever seen. I've never been on Rise of the Resistance, so but anyway, I've seen pictures of that queue. But a typical queue has, it's a like a you kind of know where you're going. It's a line and there's a switchbacks and there's kind of a guide. Well, with this one, it's the actual apartment building, from the movie, and or it just looks like it's strip plopped right out of New York. You go in, and from the moment you step inside to the ride, There's no switchback, and there's no if there wasn't those social distancing markers on the ground, you would never know when you're in a queue because you're just each room. You just walk through each character's apartment, and there's like TVs. There's all these animatronics scattered throughout the queue. It's the
Cool.
coolest queue I've ever seen in my entire life. A plus Universal. They
That's
listened to all
pretty
those
cool.
people that said all the like complaining about screens, and they like listened, and the ride is just it's an animatronic frenzy. I think we got this or Singular of Pets. I think is substituting Yoshi for our Nintendo World,
Which
and
I think, which I think is a good trade-off, to be honest with you.
yeah, as I was about to say, and as I've always said, ever since I've heard that, I'm like, I'm glad we got this one. One, it's unique; it's not anywhere else, and two, it's completely indoors. And we get 98 animatronics versus Yoshi, which is kind of like a people mover.
Right.
Definitely an upgrade, and it's great. And then speaking of Snowball, in the final room where you wait for the ride, there's an animatronic of Snowball, the white bunny, and Kevin Hart's just cracking jokes at people in the line. It's really hilarious.
There's one scene, I did see one clip of that ride where the rabbit Snowball is talking to the guest, and it kind of reminded me of Rocket with Mission Breakout. He's like,
Mhm.
I think he was like telling people like the mission or something like that,
Mhm.
or he was
Oh
telling.
yeah, was it? It's in the pink room, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's the final portion of the queue, and he's like, "All right, so we're gonna get you guys adopted. This is what you gotta do. Here's
yeah.
the plan. It's not gonna work out, but here's the plan." And then they go, "Hey, you in the back? Why is your shirt so wet?" And he used to crack some crazy jokes. But it's a dope room. It's super nice, and and then even the room before that, there's animatronics of the other two main characters, Max, and I forgot the other big guy's name. But very interactive. You next time you head to Universal, that must do, Chris, must
Wow.
do.
Well, and it's great. Universal needed a ride like that. I'm glad they added that in there because I think the last like family dark ride I think Universal had in Hollywood was E.T. I believe.
Oh yeah, that was like decades ago.
That was decades ago. Yeah, that was a long time ago. I think that's the last one they had.
Hmm. Yeah. The one complaint I have with that ride, I must say, because it is literally it's an omni mover like the Haunted Mansion. So um but it has a height requirement, and it has a
Oh
kind of a
wow.
high one for a ride like that. And I was wondering why, and then I got on and I realized the restraints are like roller coaster restraints. I'm like, whoa, I don't know why there's these, and it's bad for two reasons. One, for like children, because of those restraints, they have the height requirement. I think it's like 36 inches or something. I don't know, but I feel like it's too tall. But also for like bigger, like larger people, the type of it's not just a bar, it's like it's an individual restraint per seat type of thing. So for larger people, it's kind of, and they may not be able to ride because they it maybe not they may not fit in the seat, which kind of sucks. If they made it like the Haunted Mansion with the bar, it would be much more accessible for, and even just like handicapped people, just people like in a wheelchair. I feel like it'd be much more accessible if it was just the Haunted Mansion style. So I'm not sure why they went with the train. The ride doesn't even move, like it's not there isn't any crazy movements. It just turns this way and that way.
It's basically like
But,
the Fantasyland dark rides, right? Like Snow White or something.
yeah, it's literally like, in fact, I think Snow White moves faster than
Wow.
yeah. It's
Wow.
literally it makes the exact same movements as the Haunted Mansion, the same turns and just slow
Wow.
turns. It directs you, but that has these restraints that are really not good for everyone, which is sucks for people who won't be able to get on it, or people who are too short to get on it, because it's great for the children.
Yeah, yeah. No, that is. It looks like an adorable ride. That's definitely something I want to check out next time I go to Universal because that really kind of that's exactly what that park needed. It needs those
Hmm.
slow kind of like just family dark rides. I love those kind of rides. So I'll be on
Hmm.
that ride and the tram and Wizarding World. That's what's been most of my time probably. Oh, and Jurassic World. I'll go on that one too.
Oh yes, the Wizarding World. Oh yeah, and see it's a good one for that one because the Wizarding World doesn't really have like a ride like that. And actually, the whole park does not ride. Yeah, the park definitely need a ride like that because it's not a simulator, it's not a roller coaster, and it's nothing too intense for anyone. So it's
Right.
like perfect.
It's perfect because
It's
Forbidden
perfect.
Journey is family, but it can be a little intense for small kids, I think, you know.
Yeah, and there's the high requirement, and there's that points you're like just on your back, and then if it stops and you're
Oh,
on your back, that'd be
that happened to
terrifying.
me on that ride. That happened to me. And you're in like those little like you're like cordoned off, and so you like sink further down,
Yeah,
and it's like it's terrifying.
yeah. I can imagine if you're just stuck in the back and the whomping willows there, and you're just and like you're just, I'd feel like that would be terrible. But so definitely not for children, something like that. But yeah, so it's a good ride. And then Jurassic World's new dinosaur is fantastic. You and everyone else in this group will love it. It's like the video doesn't do it any justice here.
It looked amazing in the video with it because you're in the boat and then the two dinosaurs are like on both sides and then the one comes in front. I was like,
Yeah,
what?
and this thing I think is 55 feet long and 21 feet tall. A massive animatronic that comes over. It walks towards you right over your head, and then right before you drop, it's wow. I'm like, whoa, that's insane.
Universal is not messing around when it comes to dinosaurs. I love them for that.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah, and I liked your video on the dinosaurs, by the way.
Oh,
Like,
thank
why
you.
wasn't Disney how Disney conceded? Like, Disney conceded the dinosaurs. And, Disney can do some good dino. You're right. Disney could do some good dinosaurs if they really wanted to.
Yeah, they
Uh,
should.
but if Universal keeps pumping out animatronics like that, then whoo, Disney's got a long way to catch up. They might as well just retheme Dino Land over there because
Oh,
they're not gonna try. They better just turn it to a different IP.
yeah, Dino Land is a joke. I would love to see Disney do like a serious, like I'm talking like on the same level of like Pandora with
Hmm.
dinosaurs, you know?
That would be pretty cool. Uh, yeah, they'd have to develop a new dinosaur movie with the current the
Yeah,
current thinking.
with
But
Shane.
hey, I'll take a new dinosaur movie. I love dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Uh, and speaking of that, that's Universal also have their Taste of Universal, and we went, and then Disney had their Touch of Disney. I went to both, and you didn't go to went to neither. One was $48 on Friday, then ranged about $59 on the weekend. Disney was a straight up $75. Um, and Knott's was about $45, which was expensive considering their other one was $25. Knott's, I was gonna say Knott's has the best value until Universal opened up their rides. That was the coolest surprise ever. I couldn't believe it when they said Secret Life at soft opened and all these rides. I'm like, what? Are the rides moving? This is the Taste of Universal. Incredible. Also, the fact that I can use my tasting thing on a butter beer was fantastic as well.
Nice.
So, gonna have to give the food event thing. I'm gonna have to give it to Universal simply because the fact that also they kept opening things more and more each time. It gave you a reason to buy another ticket, so it didn't sell out right away like Disney's, but it
Right.
eventually did it because they gave you more reasons to keep going. First, it was just the upper lot. Then a couple weeks later, um, they opened up Jurassic Cafe in the lower lot. Then Mummy Eats, and then they brought out Optimus Prime for the meet and greet, and they Donkey, and they so each time they brought up each weekend it seemed like something new was unveiled. And it's a good way to get people to keep coming back. And then of course, the granddaddy of them all, they just opened, technical rehearsed all the rides randomly. So
Wow.
cool.
Wow, that's great. That's great, dude.
Where Touch of Disney, and that's what Universal, they you didn't have to do a mobile, like you can still pay if you want. Like if you ran out of things, you can still pay with cash or credit card. Disney's Touch of Disney, they made you do mobile order, but the mobile order was different than last time. It wasn't as fast.
Really?
It it took like we ordered some beef skewers and our time was, let's say, 30 minutes ahead. And so we walked around, right? And then we pressed I'm here when the time came and we walked back. And then it took about another 40 minutes to get the food after pressing I'm here. So we
Wow.
were waiting at the place. I'm like, wow, and that was and how that happened all day long. I don't know if it's because there wasn't a lot of staff. I'm not sure if it's because the rides weren't open, so everyone was ordering food, so the system was overloaded. But I feel like it took such a long time, it was much more frustrating than the mobile order process from the normal times. It'll be interesting to see when the parks open if it still takes like an hour after you order your food to get your food type of thing.
That's weird because yeah, when I did the mobile ordering when the parks were open, pre-pandemic,
Hmm.
it was easy peasy. Like I would order my Ronto wrap and Batu. I'd walk over and it was like ready like in 5 minutes. I mean, it was great.
Yeah, in fact, yeah, but for the pre-pandemic, I did a test. My friend were at the Hungry Bear, and she was waiting in line for a burger, and I'm like, I'm gonna order my food on or mobile order. I'm standing right next to you, so I order my food. My food was ready 10 minutes before she was, and she didn't even make it to the cash register yet. And I'm like, ha, I won, and it was great. But
Wow.
I don't know. I feel like maybe because it was just there's nothing else to do
That's
besides
true.
order food. And there also was another option, Universal Nazi can pay with a credit card, or you can go up and Disney they made you mobile order, so they made everybody, however many thousands of people in there, all get on the app at the same time and all mobile order. So I feel like that was maybe a little mistake because you overloaded the system, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like how everyone overloaded the system today trying to buy tickets.
Yeah, and still overloading the system. Wow, I wonder how long people are gonna wait. I can't believe some of those people are seeing on Facebook that said, after 8.5 hours, I finally got my ticket. Oh, I'm still in line. I'm
Oh,
kicked me out 10 times. I'm like, wow, that's some dedication. I'll give it a work day because I'm just at work anyway, so I'll just have another tab. But when I'm going home, I'm going home.
Rocket Raccoon's over there in Avengers Campus saying, "Hey, give me that guy's arm. I'll fix your server for you.
Yeah. Oh,
I need that guy's
man.
arm."
So you're going on June
I'm
and
going
June.
like the end. I'm going like the end of May and like mid June.
Ah, so you'll get to see Avengers Campus.
Yeah, it'll be open for like 2 weeks or something when I get there in June.
Oh,
Something like
nice. So opening the opening hype will be gone hopefully, and then you'll have a wonderful time walking around eating some giant hamburgers
that. Yeah,
from
from the Ant
and,
Man Bar and Grill.
and and maybe a giant beer
Yeah,
or Disney's way, or be a tiny little shop, but they'll charge a giant price for
yeah, exactly, exactly.
it.
This big, but it's like $35.
Yeah, and they're like, see, it's in theme. It's a bit, things are shrinking and growing randomly.
The Disney profits are huge.
Yeah, they're huge, guys. They're huge. But it's good. The parks are reopening, and now we're finally kind of getting back to a, a semi-normal state. Isn't that
Yeah,
just lovely?
it is. It is. Nature is healing.
It sure is. Like, wow. As I was telling you before, I have it'll be a little bit different because you have to make reservations. But I have notes on my phone about all the reservations for all the parks in the next month I'm going to, and that'll be hard to keep track uh, sometimes. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do,
Yes. 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 Yes.
man. Well, thanks for coming up on this quick live stream, as I know you have to get back to work. But,
Yes.
but alas, wow, this time flew by.
It
It's
did.
already 6 o'clock. Thank you for the two people that popped up on the live stream. And
Lori.
if you're watching this later, definitely like and subscribe and comment below which one do you think was better, Touch of Disney or Taste of Universal or Knott's Taste of Boysenberry? Let me know in the comments below. As always, have a phantasmic day.
Bye bye.
Hold on.